From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. Federal and provincial privacy watchdogs plan to release a report today on OpenAI, the U.S.-based tech giant behind the AI-powered chatbot ChatGPT. Federal Privacy Commissioner Philippe Dufresne said just over 3 years ago that his office was investigating a complaint alleging the collection, use, and disclosure of personal information without consent. The findings will be delivered in Ottawa today by Dufresne and his counterparts from BC, Alberta, and Quebec. The funeral service for a 33-year-old Ontario provincial police officer killed on the job in a highway crash east of Toronto is taking place this morning in Cobourg. Northumberland OPP Sergeant Brandon Malcolm was killed in a single-vehicle collision involving his motorcycle on Highway 401 in Cobourg, April 27th. Malcolm's family, their guests, and members of police and emergency services will attend the private funeral service at the Cobourg Community Centre. The public can watch the live stream on the OPP's YouTube channel. Canadians across most of this country will hear that shrill, screeching siren of the public alerting system today.
A test message and a tone from Alert Ready will be broadcast on television, radio, and compatible wireless devices. Test messages will be issued in nearly every province and territory except for Quebec and Saskatchewan at specific times between morning and early afternoon, with Ontario's test set for Thursday. Rob Westgate, The Canadian Press.
Family members of a man killed in a Victoria supportive housing building last year say they're still waiting for answers about how he died and when his killer will be charged. 34-year-old Keith Scott was killed in April of 25, found dead after a fire in a unit at the Waterview building. Cassie Bate, his ex-wife and mother to their daughter, says she and his family are puzzled as to why no charges have been laid since video evidence from the crime scene is in police hands.
Doesn't seem super important to them. They have made it seem like, oh, we're super investigating this. It just takes time. It takes time to do forensics. It takes time to do all this. And it's like, look at the video. You know everybody in the video. Like, do something about it.
The Vancouver Island Integrated Major Crime Unit says the investigation into Scott's murder is ongoing. And hockey fans across Canada are rallying behind the Montreal Canadiens now, the last team standing north of the border in the hunt for the NHL's Stanley Cup. Nasir Hussain has been rooting for the Edmonton Oilers his whole life. He says he's still heartbroken his team lost in the first round this spring to the Anaheim Ducks.
Canada hasn't seen a cup here in more than 30 years now, so you throw your support behind another Canadian team because you want to bring that cup home back to Canada.
Montreal's second-round series begins tonight in Buffalo. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, there are 2 playoff games in the NHL tonight, including one in Buffalo, where the Sabres will entertain the Montreal Canadiens in the opening game of their second-round best-of-7 series. The Vegas Golden Knights will host the Anaheim Ducks. The Toronto Maple Leafs have some wind in their sails this morning. They were big winners last night, the squad overcoming the odds and winning the NHL draft lottery. That means they'll get the number 1 pick at next month's draft in Buffalo. The Vancouver Canucks will pick third, followed by the Calgary Flames at number 6 and the Winnipeg Jets at number 8. In the Professional Women's Hockey League playoffs, Marie-Philippe Poulin scored at 4:02 of triple overtime, and the Montreal Victoire beat the Minnesota Frost 1-0 to tie their semifinal series at 1. The Toronto Blue Jays will look to snap a 3-game losing skid when they face the Tampa Bay Rays in the final game of their series today. They lost 4-3 last night. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.